What's up? My name is Coach Josh, and I'm here to help you get faster by doing less. Now, if you're a coach or athlete who has been, let's say, training for the 100, training for the 200, training for the 400, or you do soccer, basketball, whatever the case may be, and you tend to have burnouts, get injured, or have other type of sport-specific issues, then this might be for you. So the high-low approach is all about balance. Now, you want to train super hard, but you want to give your body a chance to recover, adapt, so that you're able to train hard again. Let's say you're a track guy and then you run like three 100s all out, and then you go three 120s, right? And then the next day you try to do another three 120s, another three 140s, right? You're going to get burnt out and you're most likely going to hurt yourself because you're not giving your body a chance to adapt to the stimulus that you put the body through the day previous. The body is not a machine, it's a biological system, and it responds to stimulus and stressors, and it adapts, and then it becomes better. Now, during that adaptation and adjustment period, that is when you need to let the body do its thing, recover, so that you can maximize the stressor that you gave it just early on. So here, the Journal of Strength and Conditioning research shows that elite sprinters often follow cycles of 2 to 3 high-intensity days per week, balancing with high or off days to optimize performance without burnout. Without recovery, cortisol levels remain elevated, inflame builds, and the immune system weakens, increasing the risk of injuries like shin splints, hamstring pulls, or stress fractures. The high-low method mitigates this by waiving intensity highs, peaks for stimulus, low valleys for adaptation. All right, now let's talk about some of the benefits of this protocol. Why should you even care? Why you should adapt this protocol to whether yourself or if you are a coach to your athletes, okay? So number one, it prevents injuries, okay? By avoiding daily overload, you reduce wear and tear on the joints, tendons, and muscles, leading to fewer overuse injuries. So overuse injuries examples would be hamstring pulls, would be shin splints. Okay, those are probably the main ones that you get from just doing too much. The second one is you get consistency. So you alternate between the high and low days to ensure that you can train week after week without burnout. Now, I'm talking in context of a track season. So track season normally starts January, February here in California and goes to about maybe June, right? So if you're training hard every day at practice, including meets, how long do you think your athlete is going to last realistically? So high-low approaches is great because you get your highs where you get to train really hard, get a good stimulus, and then you have the lows to let your body adapt to that stimulus. So once your body adapts to the stimulus, now you raise the floor. So right here, okay, 12-1 guy. Okay, you go through a hard week of practice, right? You have your peaks and valleys, right? You have a hard workout, low workout. Now, when their body adapts, now they're at a 12 flat instead of a 12-1, right? And so as you keep progressing, they get faster and faster and faster during the season. One way you know if a season went well for athlete and for as coach is if they get progressively faster as the season goes on, and they run their fastest towards the end of the season when it's quote playoff time, CIF time. That's a good marker of you have a good training system, they're progressing well, they're getting better, and they're not getting injured. High-low approach is the great way to do that. Might be the best out there. Okay. Third reason, optimize performance. So low days enhance super compensation, allowing progressive overload without the plateaus. So the plateaus might be one of the worst things you can run into because you're putting in a lot of effort as a coach and an athlete and you're not seeing the results. So plateaus is something you really want to avoid, and you have to balance it so you don't run into the plateaus. Plateaus means that what you're doing is not working. The body has adapted to it, is used to it, and it's like, yeah, we've been here, done that, right? So that's why it's so important to have these peaks and valleys. Because if everything is the same, if all you're doing is up here training hard, training hard, training hard, training hard, training hard, pretty soon the body's gonna be like, okay, we're used to this, so we're not gonna you're not gonna get the same stimulus, the shock value. That's really what it comes down to. You want to shock the body because once the body is shocked, then the body can adapt and become better. Once the body is not shocked anymore and it knows what's coming, then you have no adaptation. Mental freshness. Mixing in low days prevents mental fatigue, keeping motivation high, and making the hard sessions more enjoyable. This is another point that often gets underlooked, but the mental game of it, like even if the athlete was able to go every day at high intensity, that would get mundane, it would get boring. And the mental part is almost as more important than the actual physically running. If you're not mentally into it, if you don't feel like running, you're like, oh, we're doing the same thing again, right? You're kind of already checked out. And then now we're missing gains that we would have if they were really ready to run, really excited to run, really want to get better. Like those things are something you want to cultivate a good track group culture that will progress later on in the season. And lastly is adaptability. So I touched on this earlier, but the method scales for all levels. And so you can include more low days if you're just starting out, or more high days if the athlete is advanced. But the high-low method works for all ages. And I myself personally, I use it for my high school kids, and it works great. I'm a professional runner. My coach does a similar thing. We have high days and low days, and it works great. You get the best results. Now, I just want to give some examples of what this will look like. So if you're a coach or an athlete, I'm going to give you a template right here. I'm going to put the link in my bio as well, but I'm going to show it right here on the screen of what a typical week will look like, highs, lows, and you can play with it, whatever works for you, for your schedule. The whole purpose is that when you have your high days, you're going hard, you're going for it, you're running fast. And then on your low days, you don't have them do nothing per se, but active recovery. But anyway, so here's it right here. So I'm gonna walk through it. So on Monday, you will have your speed work. So example of some speed work would be like, okay, we're gonna do 6 times 60-meter sprints, and then you get full recovery. So full recovery is anywhere between 8 to 12 minutes, depending on how your athlete feels. But again, you want to let your body recover because sprinting is very dynamic in nature. It's very violent, and so you need to let your body recover so you don't again run yourself into the ground. So right now we're high load means you're working. This is quality over quantity. Good speed work. So a good rep is better than 5 bad reps. So then on Tuesday, it could be a low day. So you can say, all right, 20, 30 minute, I wouldn't do this long, but 20, 30 minute easy jog, do some dynamic stretching, foam rolling, right? Maybe you can do some plyometrics, some A skip, B skip, stuff like that. But you want to keep it low. Let the body recover because you just shocked them with the speed work the day before, okay? And then on Wednesday, you can do acceleration drills, right? So now you can get fast again. So you can do some blocks, some 30s, 8 times 30s, right? Then after that, we have another low day. So on this day, you can do yoga, like swimming, maybe biking, sometimes active recovery, or you can give them the day completely off. Okay, let the body adjust to the stimulus. So you raise your floor. So now you're in a better spot than you were the week prior or even the days prior. Okay. And then on Friday, again, we go back high. But instead of being super, super high like we were on Monday, we still do high, but in a different form. So places where plyometrics, weightlifting come into play to help supplement your sprinting. So sprinting is the cake, but the plyometrics, the weightlifting, that's the icing, that's the plate, like that's all the accessories that make the cake. And then Saturday, it can be mobility, Sunday, it can be rest, and then you start to cycle over. All right. And so you can adjust it based on your sport. Use tools like you can use tools like a heart rate, apps or metric, sleep quality. This gets more into the advanced stuff. But again, for me, I'm a high school coach. And then I coach some older athletes as well. And they take care of themselves most of the time. I feel like in college they would do more, and whoever's out there, you can be use it at your own discretion. This high-low approach has been used. This is not nothing new. Ben Johnson, who was an Olympic medalist, he was trained by Charlie Francis. I believe he started the high-low approach, um, and he also trained a lot of NFL guys. But this is not anything new. Like coaches at USC do it, UCLA do it. These are what they do. They do high-low days. They go high intensity, low intensity, high intensity, low intensity. Okay. Now it just varies on what they like to do in certain windows, whether they like to do this workout for their speed day or whether they like to do this for their low day. But the concept is the same. High low approach, high intensity, and have your lows to keep everything balanced, to keep your athlete healthy, keep your athlete running fast, and that's the goal. Stay healthy, stay fast, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.